Oh, I'm so glad you could be here with me tonight. I just wanted to share with you that I am making spaghetti sauce with fresh tomatoes. Now, I used to make my own spaghetti sauce all the time. It was the only thing I knew how to make. And but I always used canned tomatoes usually. And my daughter had so many tomatoes from her garden this year that she brought a bunch to me. And so I have eaten tomatoes every day for a week or more. And now that at this point, they're just too many and they're starting to get softer. So I decided I'm going to peel them and cut them and put them in my Instapot, and I'm going to stew them in there and then add garlic and spices and some maybe some hamburger or sausage or both. And then I'm going to make my own spaghetti sauce and see how it turns out. And I haven't done that before in the Instapot. Actually, I don't think I've ever done it with fresh tomatoes. So it's going to be interesting, different and new, even for someone that's been cooking as long as I have. Um, but I put the tomatoes in hottest water I could out of the faucet. Like my water gets pretty hot, so I filled the tub up with the tomatoes with hot water and let it sit until it cooled off. Then I added some cold water now and to try and get the skin to peel off better. So we'll see how that goes. And then I'll show you what else I'm going to add to it and and see what the end results are going to be. I wanted to show you this one tomato. The color of it is kind of dark. It didn't go as dark as uh, I think it would have, but it's kind of a purple color. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got dark spots on it. So I looked it up. My daughter told me it was a certain tomato, and I don't remember what she said, but there is a purple tomato, and there's a Kim. Where did I put that? One called a Japanese black tomato, but there it looks kind of like this one. Then there's also the Kim Black Crim one. So it's one of those three, I'm assuming, just by looking it up. But it's very interesting. And she said they taste better than a normal tomato, and they're kind of like a um, delicate delicacy type tomato because they're not as commonly grown. She grew it in her garden. They do have a little bit of a different taste. It's not as acidy. It's very good. But the putting the tomato in the cold water, I mean in the hot water first, and letting it sit, and then putting it in the ice cold water really does work in peeling them. And it's called blanching, which I don't know if I've ever done it, but somehow I knew what that was. So I'm just peeling off the skin. Okay, you could see that I've done quite a few in here. I have eight, I have 12 um, medium-sized tomatoes, and then this one here, so 13. So, and I just took out the core of the tomato, and then I just grab the skin and pull it off, and it comes right off. The ones that were tighter or weren't peeling as easily were the very tiny ones because they were tighter skin. But yeah, it works really well. And so um, some people don't think it's worth it when I said I was doing this, but I thought it would be a fun thing to do, and just to see if I could do it. And it really does work. It just takes a little more time to peel off the skin because you want to you could probably leave some of that skin on and still put in the crock pot. It wouldn't hurt anything to have some skin in there, but most spaghetti sauce has a lot of it taken off. So, and then you have to eat it that way. But I don't know. I'm not Italian, so I don't know. My sister married an Italian man, and his family does everything from scratch. And she learned how to make their type of spaghetti, and it's very good. It's a little bit different. It's a kind of a sweeter spaghetti sauce. We have a restaurant here that my husband just loves to go to and eat their raviolis, and they have kind of a brown sauce. So there's many different ways to make spaghetti sauce and different flavor, I guess. And I'm just the traditional. I like the Prego. Actually, is my favorite. That's what I've been using. And I'm gonna try that tomato again. Yeah, it has a very good taste. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this ready with the spices, and I will be right back. Okay, so I wanted to show you that I took one whole small onion and I chopped it up. I used to have a chopper, like a to put inside, and you just chop it all up, and I've used that before. Some people use food processors. Um, there's many ways to do it. I just use a knife because they don't have to be super tiny or anything for this spaghetti sauce because it's going to get stewed in the sauce. Okay, so I wanted to show you that's what we're putting in. I'm also going to put some mushrooms. I have some baby Bella portobello mushrooms, and I've cut off the ends of those. I'm going to cut those up. I'm going to be using a chopped garlic that's already chopped for me. And also, my daughter also brought me some fresh fresh parsley that she grew in her garden, which is very nice and it's gonna be great. I had it on my salad today. It was very good. And then also over here, I have these two bell peppers that I bought. I love the color of them, the bright yellow one. And this is the orange and red, yellow. It's kind of a combination. And I thought they'd just be fun to put in something I was making. And so today it's going to be the spaghetti sauce. I'm going to cut those up pretty small, so that they're not chunky in the sauce and they'll cook down a little. And but they're kind of pretty. They'd be a pretty garnish on a vegetable tray or something like that too, I thought. So those are interesting. There's so many different vegetables now that you can experiment and use. And so I just thought this one would be fun. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put some Italian spices in there, and then I will put it in the crock pot, and then the crock pot will stew it all together, and I will brown my meat. I'm probably going to do sausage and hamburger because since I'm making it right now for myself, I'm going to do it the way I like it. And then if I don't eat it all, I can freeze it after that. So I will be back to show you the end results. Okay, so these are the mushrooms, parsley, the onion, the one onion that I used, the two bell peppers, the yellow and the orange and yellow striped one. rosemary garlic spice, the minced garlic. I put 2 tablespoons, and the Italian seasoning, and the garlic salt, and probably some pepper. This is not pepper. Um, and in this Italian spice, it's kind of all in there together, makes it a little easier. It has oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, rosemary, and sage. So it has a little rosemary too, so I won't put too much of this one in because that one's a blend one that you can use on meats and stuff when you put it in the crock. So, okay, and here we go. I'm gonna cut everything up. Okay, so I have the mushrooms all cut up and put them in the crock pot, and then the uh, bell peppers chopped up with the parsley. I'm gonna just throw that in there too, and then we are adding the spices. I already put the garlic and onion, so now I'm just gonna shake in a little of this. Probably, that's probably half a tablespoon, and some of the Italian seasonings going in. And this, I'm gonna probably put at least a tablespoon because there's lots of different things in that one. This one is the garlic salt. Just add a little bit of salt to it. And then this is the, oh wait, I did that one already. And the pepper, we're gonna put a little pepper in. Now, some people like theirs hotter, so they maybe add some pepper, some hotter pepper than I am. This is just a black pepper. So when you use this Instapot thing that I'm using here, you need to have like a cup of liquid. You don't want to add too much liquid or it doesn't cook, like if you're doing meat or something. So we're stewing this and making it into sauce. I'm going to add that cup of water, maybe a little extra. So it will be saucier. Okay. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'll put it on and cook it. So there's that much in there. It's about up to here with all the ingredients. And then I put it in the Instapot, and then I turn it on the stewing and soup setting, and then it will cook all on its own once it's pressurized, and then I will take it out and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I found the hamburger and I have the sausages in there. I'm going to add some cornstarch, like 2 tablespoons, with a little bit of cold water to thicken it because it's like a little bit more like soup right now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the crock pot on again for those that same setting to let it cook a little more. And then I'll show you the end result. Okay, so here is the spaghetti sauce all finished after pressure cooking. I have the hamburger browned and the sausage, and then I cooked it with the lid off in the Instapot on the brown and simmer for about 10 minutes and added the 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, which thickened it. So it's like a really yummy, chunky spaghetti sauce because it's got the meat and the sausage, the bell peppers and the mushrooms. So it looks very yummy and it tastes really yummy also. So I'll be making some noodles to go with that. Probably tomorrow because I didn't know how long this was going to take. So it's late in the evening and tomorrow I'll heat this up with some pasta and have it for dinner. And I hope that you all enjoyed watching this process for my first time making it with real tomatoes. And you should try it if you know someone has lots of tomatoes or you just happen to get a lot of tomatoes at some point. Um, you just remember to put it in very hot water for a while till it cools off. Then put it in the ice cold water and cut the cores out, and the skin peels right off. Then you cut that up. And like I said, it cooks a little more liquidy than, so you need to thicken it. I probably wouldn't have put as much water in it that I did. I probably put just like a half a cup of water because the mushrooms had water and the tomatoes had water. So, but it's okay because you can add the cornstarch, and I usually put the cornstarch 2 tablespoons with just enough water to wet it, and then cold water, always cold water. Except when I'm doing my sweet and sour sauce, that goes right into the sauce before I cook it because everything in it is cold. And but in this case, since you're putting it into hot, the water you mix it with has to be cold, and then you add it to your hot ingredients that you want to thicken, and then it will come to a boil and start to thicken as you're stirring it. Or if you're making just a sauce, you're going to use a whisk. You'll be whisking it. So, little tips for you and the cornstarch thickening. Some people use roux, which is the butter and flour. So, whatever you like to do or you want to try if you've never done it. Um, and that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it and try it for yourself. I encourage you to try it. And I will see you again soon.